what you guys do that music. I know it's on horrible, horrible, horrible quality. But we're back for hour number 2. Going to be taking your live phone calls. Live chat room is on and popping. WZROnline.com/chat. We'll do chat shout-outs here in hour number 2 as long as I remember. Matty B, we're back.
Holla, holla.
Holla, holla. We got a lot of news to talk about, man. Well, I guess we should kind of touch on Raw. You didn't see any of this, right? See, it's tough when you don't see anything.
1 second.
All right, we opened it up. David Hasselhoff came out. He made a couple matches for tonight. He made a Baywatch Babe triple threat tag team match. A lot of stuff. He says Jack Swagger will face Randy Orton at Extreme Rules for the title.
Wait, what was that? Orton Swagger?
Orton Swagger at
oh God,
Extreme Rules.
Give Orton the belt and get it the hell off Swagger. Orton.
I know. Well, give Orton the belt and then turn Orton into a huge babyface. You know, with the I mean, they're slowly. I guess you could say he's a babyface now, but he's still got that gimmick, which I kind of like, dude, where he comes out with the blank stare. You know what I mean? But he's still. They're slowly turning him into a face, and I think if you give him a long title run with the title, I think he can really get him over as somebody. I mean, he's already. I mean, look at it. I mean, he was one of the top heels in WWE for what, years now, right?
I like that he doesn't have to be. I like that they're turning him face, but he doesn't have to be like smiley and happy and everything. Like I think it was last week I was watching, and he went, like, out of nowhere, like, they're doing a promo ends, and then he goes to RKO Cena, like, out of nowhere. Cena shoves him off, and he just RKOs Batista, whoever the hell it was instead.
Right.
It wasn't Batista, it was somebody else, but yeah, I just thought that was cool. Like, you kind of don't know what he's thinking, but you want to like him, and, like, he kind of looks at the crowd like, you guys like me now? Like, kind of like with a stare thing. I don't know.
It's not bad, dude. That's what I'm saying, where he's still got that blank stare gimmick, but he's over, you know what I mean? And what got him over is obviously the feud with DiBiase and Rhodes, because everybody hated the three of them as a group, and then you had Orton turn on them, and basically it turned him into a face. But for the past few weeks, I mean, people still don't know, should we be cheering this guy or should we be booing this guy? And I think it's getting to that point, and if you were to give him the title, if you were to take the title from Swagger at Extreme Rules, because let's be honest, dude, if Swagger really, you think it's really time for Swagger to be champion? You know what I mean, dude? I don't think right now is the time. Maybe you could, I mean, if you were to put the title on Orton and then continue the feud, do it that way, but you would still have Orton as your champion. You know what I mean? And it'll be.
Well, I mean, but if you're getting Orton over as a babyface, you're accomplishing two things. You're giving another guy a chance, Swagger,
right? And
you got Orton as a babyface chasing the title, and it's always better for a babyface to be chasing the title than have the title.
That's true. You're right.
Especially when you're in the midst of the change, which means you might not see Swagger drop the title at the pay-per-view. I didn't watch Raw last night. You usually can tell by watching the build-up, but it doesn't. I don't know. I wouldn't think they would get it off him already. I don't think.
Well, you know, they could keep it on him, and then they've got the draft.
Screw Orton over somehow, continue it, you know.
Well, not only that, but you've got the draft coming. It wouldn't surprise me to see Orton go over to SmackDown in the draft, and then
that would be anybody who goes on SmackDown now has got to be like, shit, man, I'm only going to be on Sci-Fi every.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's brutal, dude, and it's like we said earlier in hour number 1, they're going to take a major hit with the ratings. You know what I mean? So it's either I mean, less people are going to be tuning in once they go to Sci-Fi. So, hey, we crowned a new Divas champion last night. Eve Torres defeated Maurice, which shows you that they see something in Eve. She's not bad in the ring, man. And she was down in FC for a while, working on her stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. But obviously
she's hot too. Which the confusing thing was, Jillian Hall, I hear, isn't like a good wrestler in the ring or whatever. She's not a good worker.
Right.
Okay. She's not a good worker. She doesn't even look good. Why does she have a job in the company? She can't wrestle. She's not a hot diva or nothing.
You know what it is?
Anybody can do the loud, scratchy voice thing. Anybody can sing bad.
Here's the deal. When you look at Brooke Hogan, okay, she's got similarities.
Okay. Yeah.
Brooke. And obviously you've got Hogan and TNA. It's basically Vince's inside shot at Hogan. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't say that's a guarantee because she's there long before Hogan went to TNA, but she does look like Brooke Hogan. So
she looks like Brooke Hogan, and obviously, like you said, anybody can do the gimmick where you do the loud, screechy voice. Yeah. But she looks like Brooke, and she's.
I was just scratching. I was watching with my brother the other day, and he's like, "Wow, that chick." she's ugly. I know. I was like, I know. And then I'm watching the match, and I'm like, she can't even wrestle either. I thought maybe she was like, not to call Victoria ugly. Or, okay, Molly Holly's probably a better example. Not to call Molly Holly ugly, or Ivory would be the best example. Ivory's not ugly, but she could wrestle. So,
right.
you don't remember Ivory?
I remember Ivory.
Oh, from Right to Center and all. Yeah, so she's not the hottest chick in the world, but she can wrestle. So I was thinking, all right, Jillian's like the semi-attractive worker that can, have the matches with the hot chicks, but she's not that either. So why is she there?
Yeah, once that gimmick is up, who knows, dude? Obviously, you know what I mean? Because she's not a good worker in the ring. So I mean, as of right now, her job is safe because she's got that gimmick, and it's a gimmick that Vince is taking a shot at Hogan behind the scenes. I mean, it's kind of an inside joke where they've got her, but after
is that really what it is, or are you just talking shit?
No, I'm dead. So I know that for
oh, okay.
It's a shot at Hogan. It's basically a takeoff. Of
because she sings too, yeah, and Brooke sings.
All right, of course it is. She's a.
What am I thinking? All right,
shitty singer and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, because Brooke wanted to be like Britney, but she can't really sing. But Hogan's paying for it, and then all right, so now she comes out and sings that. All right, I got you. She looks like her too.
And they did so we crowned a new champion. Eve Torres was our new Divas champion. It only lasted about 2 minutes. It was horrible. Another classic Divas match, right? And you've got Maurice in there, and Eve's not a horrible worker, you know what I mean? But they obviously... No, Maurice is good, man. Maurice is good.
Garbage, bro. She's got like a flashy move or something, but you give her the basics, running the ropes, she's...
Dude, I'll tell you what. I mean, your top divas as far as in-ring work is concerned, Gail Kim, Mickie James, and Maurice. You don't think so?
I know. Yeah. I would agree with Gail Kim and Mickie James, although Gail's kind of looked like shit for a while.
Michelle McCool's another one that...
I don't see her enough, but yeah, I would assume she is.
She's come a long way. Well, you know what the deal with that is she dates Taker in real life. I thought
she used to.
No, they still do, and they live together. And for those that don't know, Taker's got a ring in his house. He's got a whole room that's got this ring and everything. So obviously, she's being trained by the best. You know what I mean? She's being trained by Taker, so I'm guessing that's why she's come along, that much. And
I dig her too. She's a hot little spunky.
Yeah, she definitely is. They did a segment with it was Show Miz, the Big Show, and the Miz. Basically, they came out here and they say that they're the greatest tag team of all time. Bret Hart came out here and says, he comes out here and he says that basically he can think of 2 better tag teams that are better than Show Miz.
British Bulldogs, Hart Foundation.
The British Bulldogs and the Hart Foundation, obviously.
All right.
So this brings out the Hart Foundation, and we have D.H. Smith, who...
The Hart Dynasty.
The Hart Dynasty, right. My bad. What I said, Hart Foundation?
Yeah.
Well, those were the 2 tag teams that he said were better than Show Miz, obviously. And then the Hart Dynasty came out, and they had D.H. Smith on the mic. And we haven't heard him talk very much, and it's probably better that he keeps his mouth shut because I wasn't good on Raw last night. But nonetheless, they came out and they set up a match, and it's The Miz against D.H. Smith, okay? And the winner of the match, okay, if Miz wins the match next week on Monday Night Raw, Bret Hart has to come out and announce that Show Miz is the greatest tag team of all time. And basically, that's what we get for next week.
And if D.H. Smith wins, Hart Dynasty gets a tag. Miz won?
Miz won. So next week on Raw, Bret Hart has to come out and...
I thought you were going to say if D.H. wins, they get a title shot, and then D.H. wins, and that's the pay-per-view title match.
Yeah, no.
Which is true, because I'm sure that'll still be the pay-per-view title match anyway when they get it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, and I put that inside of a post today, is next week you're going to have Bret Hart comes out, and obviously he's supposed to call Show Miz the greatest tag team of all time. He comes out, the Hart Dynasty comes out, likely interferes, but Bret says, no, I'm not going to do that, blah, 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 blah. And then they set up a match either for next Monday's Raw, you'll have the Hart Dynasty, both of them, because they did the singles match last night on Raw. So you'll either have a match next week on Raw between Show Miz and the Hart Dynasty, or you'll have it on the Extreme Rules pay-per-view between those 2 teams. So
they'll either get around having him say it next week, and then they'll say, all right, well, if you beat these guys at the pay-per-view, I'll say it, and they'll keep it going. Or I'll come out and say it and say, well, if you are the best, well, he'll say it, you're the best, blah, blah, blah. And since you're the best, you shouldn't have any problem defending yourselves as the best tag team, and you'll face my cousin.
That makes perfect sense, dude. Obviously, there's going to be an angle next week between Show Miz and the Hart Dynasty.
Was Bret any good? I thought he was done. I didn't know he was going to... Yeah.
No, well, Brett was on the European tour.
I thought he was on TV, I mean.
Well, we had known that, I mean, he had said in interviews that he was happy with his current run in WWE, and he was only signed for about 2 weeks after WrestleMania, which would have meant that it would have expired probably, last week, the deal?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 2 weeks after WrestleMania. So basically the deal would have expired, and obviously they signed some sort of short-term deal to keep him around because he's still there, and they're going to do the angle next week on Raw. So we've got Brett back on Raw.
2 weeks ago when he was out with the Hart Dynasty, I thought this is good. It's gonna. I mean, him being the manager for that